Oh my god, I'm back. I'd take a little break just to secure the distinction. Come on. Had to secure the distinky. Anyway, I'm back now. Anyway, let's talk about how you can improve your mechanics. How do you improve your mechanics, boys? Listen, just follow this routine. Follow my routine. 2 months max. 2 months. I've literally been doing it for like a month maximum, and my mechanics is different now. They're just different. I can't lie, like it's just crazy how much my mechanics have improved. On edit, on release, off. Anyway, let's get straight into the video. If you don't know already, the only way to actually improve your mechanics is through repetition. Benji's mechanics is so fast. Obviously his genetics do take a factor in this, but also it's because he's practiced editing that wall way more than you, probably 10 times the amount you have. He's built up so much myelin in his brain that he doesn't have to think about his mechanics anymore. He just has to focus on everything else in the game. Once you've basically genetically modified yourself in order to kill bots in Fortnite, which will take hundreds and hundreds of hours of focused, deliberate mechanics practice, that's when you say, alright, I'm done with mechanics, I'm playing scrims and only scrims, and then you load up the game, wait for that code while free building in creative. As soon as that code comes out, load in, repeat. Just keep repeating the scrim practice. It's the exact same concept as the mechanics practice. Repeat. Keep repeating this scrim simulation till you've got thousands and thousands of games of scrims under your belt. In about a year's time, you're going to look back and think, oh my god, I was a bot. Please try to do the routine as I set it in the video, as each part helps with the next part. So you just want to warm up for like 5 minutes. Make sure that your fingers are just used to pressing all the buttons. Just do what you usually do when you warm up. Don't do too much special stuff. You can obviously do your movement free builds. That's what I like to do usually, just movement stuff. Not really focus on editing too much. Just we're going to do a lot of editing and crosshair placement and everything like that practice in a second. That's why I am on the Raiders mechanics map. It's got a little bit of input delay in it, so it's good for it's good for free building to get into a solo arena instantly. That's what I like to do, just do this mechanics map and then just go straight in solo arena and improve my fighting from there. Use this little bad boy here and then go straight to the edit towers and go to floors medium. Now this is gonna just wake up your muscle memory, or it will help you learn your muscle memory, and it will help you awaken it almost. And once you've like done all of this, it should be kind of easy to start doing everything else. Like this sort of just like sets the baseline down. You can start moving around with it, and it'll just set the baseline of how you should double click and get used to just double clicking instead of just single clicking. So just make sure that the line is white. You don't see blue as soon as you edit. So you see how you see blue there and you see white now. Make sure that it's just white instantly by clicking as soon as you press edit. Kind of self-explanatory. Go over to edit crosshair training, and all of this has to be done in this order so it can basically help the next one. So that first one's going to help this one. This next one's going to help the next one after this. Just set your timer, place a cone here if you want to. Just make sure you practice from this side as well. But don't worry too much. Just literally just worry about the crosshair placement. That's all this is for. Crosshair placement. Move around a little bit. We're just isolating each parts of the mechanics. Like this is just isolating every part of mechanics. This is basically like aim training for your mechanics. Raider 464 said that. Aim training for your edits, basically what this is. And then you want to do this one as well. Set timer. Do that for a little while. This one's also very good to do. You might have to go upwards actually, because I feel like it's slightly better than going down. And then you also want to do this one a little bit. This one might lag out a bit and then put like all the things on the top here. So just go to another one and then go back to this one and it should be fine. Make sure to... But this one is more crosshair placement based, because you're literally going all the way up here and you can crosshair placement, bap. It's just so much work. It's so, like, I don't care what anyone says about edit on release. It's a terrible thing to use. It's so bad for aiming, so bad for crosshair placement. Like, if you say otherwise, you're just coping with it, and it's not. It's literally, you need to switch off. As soon as I switched off, I've just been fighting like an absolute god. Like, my mechanics have been slightly worse, obviously. Like, my mechanics are obviously slightly slower, but they're way more effective, way more efficient, and it's just a better thing to use, man. Once you finish that, just do 1 minute for each of those. You don't need to do too long, because if you just do it over and over and over for a long period of time, it will start to compound and compress and just bow, you know, it's muscle memory, boys. Anyway, piece control tunnels, I'd recommend doing this. And now focus on your crosshair placement and consistency. Sorry, when you're doing this, all you're doing is focusing on consistency. If you have right hand build, if you had right click builds, it's so much easier to be consistent, especially with edit and release. If you need a video on that, I've made one already, like a week and a couple of days ago, maybe like 9 days ago. And just focus on your consistency, boys. I didn't think I messed up on a single edit just then, boys. Come on, you gotta give me a clap there. Come on. Yes, so just do that until you're as consistent as possible and you're not messing up on any single edit. And just do like 1 or 2 of these. You don't need to do too many of them. Doesn't matter if you have to go slow as well. Just make sure you're being consistent. Don't focus on speed when you're doing this. Full focus on consistency. Main concept right there. That was about speed and like also consistency and timing. This was about crosshair placement. This was about consistency. And this is going to be about peak shots. We're going to do speed later, but just focus on what I've said so far and try to follow it as closely as possible. Okay, so peak shots, even ground. And now this is the time to put everything sorted together. So you're going to have your crosshair on the dot as soon as you edit it. That's the main thing in this. Crosshair on the dot, bam. Crosshair on the dot, bam. Crosshair on the dot, bam. You see what I mean, boys? Like crosshair on the dot, bam. Cross on the dot, bam. Crosshair on the dot. I didn't know where it was. Dot, right. Crosshair dot, bam. Crosshair dot, bam. Crosshair dot, bam. Crosshair dot. Look at that, man. Look at that. Just put your crosshair on the dot. That's your main focus on this scenario. And you can also do the same thing for low ground. Now low ground is slightly more difficult, but you just have to very worth practicing though, because this is such a good move to have in your bank. This little quadruple edit, if you can do that consistently and you can do that effectively, it's such a good little thing to have in your dictionary. You know, muscle memory dictionary is what I like to call it. There we go. And now you're basically almost finished, and it's only been what, like not even 30 minutes yet. This is not too bad. Go to free building, and then from there you can just use these little speed boosts. Woo! You saw that. Come on. Come on. Come on. That's going to be the little entry clip. Anyway. Yeah, that should be it, to be honest. As soon as you've done that, your arm should be a little bit broken. And just take a little break. Then do some aim training. Or do aim training before this. And then do this. And then hop into arena. Or at least hop into 1v1s or something before. Just to get everything all synced up and mechanically beautiful.